Good evening, everyone. Welcome to closing comments here for May 4th. Let's jump right into our charts and see we kicked off the new week. First up, we got our June live cattle on the board. We did see some downside here in this cattle market today. Friday's action, we did see that rejection of those highs finishing down there with a nice little wave of selling pressure late on Friday. Some of that momentum just spilling over into today's session. This market opening up and starting early, getting some undercuts of that Friday's low, which finally opened the door to a little bit of downside there, getting the bears to sell this thing off, briefly undercutting 250, but finding good support down there inside of Friday's range. This market snapping back, finishing the day just shy of 252, showing that those bulls are still in this market trying to fight back. So far, we need to get this market back above today's high at 253.32 to really continue with that upside. In the meantime, we could dance around inside of today's range or continue to pull back here and try and find support here in these major averages. Either way about it, though, this market still remains in a nice little healthy uptrend. This live cattle market had a little less downside compared to that feeder market today. So if anything, this is going to be where the relative strength is at. We want to see this market stabilize and find some good support here early this week. Any sort of bids above today's high at 253.32 should get the ball rolling back to the upside. So look for the bulls to continue to try and offer support here in the week ahead. Try and turn this thing back up towards those all-time highs and keep this uptrend rolling. Same story in this August feeder market. Today we did get a nice little opening breakdown below Friday's low, seeing steady selling pressure throughout most of the day. We did see a little less of a bounce there into the close on this feeder market, kind of finishing down there just off of that 20-day average, just shy of 367 on the day. A little bit more selling pressure, seeing some increased volume here the last 2 days here, given that selling pressure. Feeder market is taking a little bit more heat as that corn market continues to get excited here, pushing up there above 485. It's starting to bleed over into this feeder market. So at the moment, the relative strength is going to be over here in these live cattle contracts. Steer clear of these feeders. Wait for them to try and find some support here in our averages. This thing's got a little bit of elevated volatility here at the moment. We want to see this thing stabilize, tighten up, and see if these bulls can make a stand here at these averages and try and turn this market back towards those highs. Next couple days here, slow play this thing, let this thing start to stabilize and find some good points to trade around. In the meantime, let this market kind of sort out this volatility, and we should see if these bulls can put up a fight here and get this market rolling back towards those highs. Now for our July corn futures, as I just mentioned in that feeder market, we did see some upside in this corn market, getting a nice push above our bull pivot there at 480, finishing the day up here right around 485. Nice strong push here so far by the bulls today, spilling over from last week's action, continuing to push up here and testing these prior swing highs. Look for early bids tomorrow above this 485 to 487 area, offer up a nice little breakout. This market's got some momentum here, and we should see this thing get a nice little pop up there towards $5. If this thing does continue to falter up here like we saw back in March, we should see this thing just continue to bounce around between 470 and 485. But so far, look like these bulls are going to make a run for it. So look for a little breakout opportunity back up here to $5. Try and retest some of last year's highs. And we should see this market start a nice little uptrend here at the moment, looking like it's shaping up. Good volume here, pushing up last week. Bulls look like they could be ready for a nice little spike here in this corn market. Next up, crude oil futures seeing some upside here today. We were getting a little bit of excitement over there in Iran, seeing some finger pointing and missiles flying, whatever it may be, who knows. But this market's seeing a little bit of volatility once again here today. This market spiking back up there towards 107, but continuing to balance out here inside our pivot points for the week. Not really expecting a whole lot of directional moves. This market's just going to continue to be at the mercy of the news, see some volatility here and there. We don't really expect to see any sustained upside here, but look for this volatility to stick around. This crude oil market's going to keep bouncing around in some wide ranges. Steer clear of this thing if you don't need to be involved. So this market has seen better days, and there will be better opportunities ahead. In the meantime, let this volatility sort itself out, and there's better places to be putting money to work. And next up, equity market seeing a little bit of a selling pressure here today, similar to that live cattle market. Rejection on Friday off of those highs, seeing a little bit of offers coming in below Friday's low. Got some downside rolling here in each of our indexes. The Dow was definitely the weakest of the bunch here today, losing the most ground, while the NASDAQ just stayed inside of Friday's range. S&P still kind of stuck in the middle, but seeing some downside. This market, each of our indexes have been very extended here in recent weeks. This market could just be getting a little overbought, a little frothy up here, and could use a little cool off, pulling back down here towards our averages. The uptrend still remains intact. This market still remains very healthy, so we expect to see dips be good buying opportunities. But in the meantime, we could see some near-term downside while this market kind of pulls back and corrects a little bit. But we should see good buying opportunities come from it. So be ready to keep putting money to work. This market remains strong, and we have a nice little uptrend intact. Just would like to see some discounts here to offer up some better prices here going into the summer. That's all we got for tonight. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We'll catch you guys tomorrow.